Hi everybody, Jessie here from jessiebanks.com and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I have our first day of previews over at the Grading Farm for October. So this is an older stamp set called Main Street, and this is the new one now called Nom Nom Nom. And I think it's absolutely hilarious. They've all got different kinds of food and snacks and treats and stuff when I'm rocking my grandma sweater, in case you can't tell. Anyway, I'm starting off here with a 4 by 5¼ inch piece of Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock, and I'm going to stamp and mask off some of our images here. So I'm starting off first with the little girl holding the ice cream cone. She's so freaking cute with her 3 scoops of ice cream. Absolutely adore it. All of the link to the products used and stuff will be in the description box below, aside from the stamp sets because they're not available yet. But yeah, I'll have a link to the Grading Farm store anyway. I digress. Back to the video. So I am putting the mask on and then we will carry on. Normally don't film me adhering the mask because it takes me a little bit of fiddling, but apparently I did this time. So now I'm going to add in the ice cream truck here off in the background. So that's like where she went and got her ice cream from. I'm just creating a simple little scene in the bottom right hand corner of the card. I didn't take it all the way across and I didn't put color on the whole card. I really like the way this one came out with the masking and the ink blending and all that fun stuff, you guys. So get this one on and then we'll put in our one little tree here. I kind of fiddle with where I want it to go for a while. It took me a little bit to kind of figure it out because I couldn't have it below because it would look really weird to have the bottom of the tree sticking out below the car, which would make absolutely no sense. So I stamped it up there kind of behind both of the images, and then we will go on to the ink blending once I get it masked off. So I'm coming in with this grassy edges and then the mini cloud stencil, both from MFT, and then the 2 distress inks are, I think it's peeled paint, and I don't remember what the blue one's. Oh, Broken China. It's right in front of me. Open your eyeballs, Jessie. You haven't cleaned up yet. I should do that. Anyway, so I'm going to start by inking up the grass here down on the bottom and just adding a little bit of green. And then I'll come in with the clouds and add just a couple little puffs of clouds in behind her. I didn't make it all blue. And oh, my phone's on. And I wasn't too worried about having like the entire background be blue. I just wanted kind of that hint of having puffy clouds in behind her. So once we get all that on, then it'll be my most favorite part of making a card. Like the part I absolutely adore. Oh. I come in with a little more green. There was some white space underneath of the ice cream truck that I wanted to fill in, so that's why I did that. This is my favorite part when I make one layer cards, is pulling off my mask. You get to see your crisp white stamped image underneath, and then with the background already in place. I always think it's so fun to pull off masks and see how much the contrast is and how all of your layering of stamps works, because when you layer stamps and you stamp a mask like that, you need to stamp the image that's going to be in the foreground before you work your way backwards. So it's like stamping. You stamp what you're going to see first, and then like what's closest to you first, and then you work your way backwards throughout it. So when you're looking at it afterwards, you've got like your cars over top of your girl and your trees over top of your car and your girl. So it looks really funny till you pull off all of those masks. So now we're going to get into the Copic coloring here. My hand's in the way. Apparently I didn't turn my hand. My goodness. Oh, bad Jessie. Anyway. We're starting off with my typical skin color, which is E04, E13, E11, E21, E00, and E000. Or I use E51 and E50, and I can't remember what I used on this image. So it's one of the two. And I always work darkest to lightest, except for my hair where I work lightest to darkest so that I don't blend out those dark colors because I really want that contrast in the hair. So that's how all of my Copic coloring always goes. I'm so happy with this set. I think this set is absolutely adorable. I'm going to talk about the stamp set now for a little bit while we're coloring. But you get 7 images, and you've got like a little boy with a pizza, and there's a girl with a donut, and then the ice cream girl that we're coloring, another little girl with a cupcake, a little boy with burger and french fries, and then 2 more little girls. One has tacos and one has sushi. I think it's absolutely hilarious, and it's a fantastic, because you can use it like on cards like this and build little scenes and do all that kind of fun stuff, but it's size that it'll fit in your planner as well. So if you're a planner person, it kind of does a dual purpose, and I really love getting all of these images to combine with all of like the scene stamps that Marie releases. Marie's the lady that draws and owns the Grading Farm, releases throughout the year. You know, like we have the Main Street set, and then there's the kitchen set that just came out, and there's another one with little more like whimsical looking buildings and stuff. And then there's the camping one, which has characters in it, but you get all the camping stuff as well and all that kind of fun stuff. And I really like pulling all of those together and making cute little scenes with everything kind of mashed together. There's a castle in one. And I just think it's super fun that you can take all of her different stamp sets and mix and match them in order to get what you want in terms of a scene. So it's not just your image all the time. And it's really fun to be able to pull those older stamp sets out of your stash and use them again and again and again as you're building your collection up and growing the stamps you have and adding to your collection and things that, because I find a lot of the time, once I use a stamp a few times, I don't touch it again. I have so many, oh, it's bad. Anyway, I digress. Let's not talk about that. But I really appreciate that what comes out in the future and now blends in and can be used with things that have been released in the past very, very easily because the line thickness is the same. The art style is, of course, the same because Marie draws them all, and the Grading Farm has a very distinct style to all of her images, and everything kind of fits together. So I really like that it promotes you using those older stamps with your newer stamps. I can't remember when Main Street came out, but I do believe it was last year. So 2017, I do believe. But I mean, it's still, you can still pick it up on the website. It'll be, like I said, I'll have the link to the Grading Farm store down below. But I like that you can pull those stamp sets from 2 and 3 years ago and stuff, and they all still fit and coordinate and work together with what is coming out now. And I just, that's a really big plus to me, to be able to push me to use those stamps again and to keep them in my stash and to not destash them or give them away or sell them or do something with them where they're not just sitting on a shelf collecting dust. So I truly love that her art style stays true and the sizing stays nice and they can work together. I mean, I know that this ice cream truck you could not put on the same plane as that little girl because the ice cream truck is super tiny, but it works really good for, like I did here, an image off in the distance. It's like she picked up her ice cream cone and she's walking towards you. Anyway, that's my tangent for today, everybody. So I'm working on her little dress, and then I'm doing that bottom stripe as well as the canopy piece in red. And you saw that I started off with that R29. And then I came back with R89. I dropped it on the ground. That's why it took so long to come back with it. But that R89 just adds a lot more depth to all of my reds. And I just find that without putting that real dark color in there, I don't get any roundness or shape to my coloring that I want. So I really enjoy pulling out like the R89 or the R69. Is that what it is? R89 or R59. That's the other one. I use them interchangeably, but I really appreciate having, or I really enjoy having both of those in my stash just to deepen up any red combination that I use. Now we're starting on our ice cream cones, so I'm doing the bottom one yellow, and then the top one I'm going to make pink. I like pink. I used the R35, 32, and 30 for that. And then the middle one I make like a mint green, so it's kind of like a mint ice cream. I know, I think of flavors and then I pick colors, which really makes no sense because it was like lemon and I've never ate just lemon ice cream, but you know, that's how my brain works. So then I did the ice cream on top of the ice cream truck, the same color. I hope you guys can see the little caps on the side. I really like to put those on the side because I don't always write down the colors I use, and this way you can see every color I'm using as I'm using it, so it makes it really easy if there's something you need to add to your collection or are interested in adding to your collection, or you have it and you're looking for that color so you guys can see it as it comes up and I don't have to try and remember because I color far too many images to remember, and I used to write down every color I used for every image I've colored in a book. Like in one of those composition notebooks that you can buy for like $1 when school supplies come out. And then I got lazy and quit doing it, so now I don't. So this was my compromise. I put them in the videos instead of writing them down. So I got there and I didn't like the way that bright green looked, so I pulled out this R23 and I just colored over it all, which made it a little bit more of a yellowy tone. I think the reason why I didn't want a really bright, vivid green is because it's fall where I am. Actually, we've had snow like 4 times, which is insane because it's the beginning of October. But I wanted more of like that fall color as the leaves start to change, but they're still green, but they get like that yellowy hue to them. Now I'm going to take this Copic multi-liner and I outline every image on there just to reinforce those black lines and make sure they're really, really bold. I do that on every image I color, whether I show it to you or not. I re-outline everything. If I'm using watercolor, if I'm using colored pencil, if I'm using Copics, if I'm using pastels, anything. I re-outline that black line to make sure it's super bright and bold. Then I put her little whites of her eyes back in with that Signo, Uniball Signo pen. You saw that. And now we're going to add our sentiment, which says, "Have a nice day." This one came out of the Main Street stamp set, so that's in the same one that has the little tree and ice cream truck. And then we're just going to put it onto a top folding card base. And that'll be it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you guys to subscribe. If you like these, please give them a thumbs up. It helps me out a ton on YouTube. It also shows me you guys like which styles of videos you guys prefer so that I can do more of them for you. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye for now.